Hello friends. Today's video is entitled Quick Pickup Choo Choo. And it is a revisiting of something that I've talked to you about several times, and that's the Choo Choo method of doing a quick pickup in your house. This method needs 2 laundry baskets, your 2 hands and feet, and your willingness to walk through your house twice. That's what it is. So you're going to start in your living room. Again, this is for people who have already decluttered and they know where things belong in their home in general. So when you're in the living room, you're going to take everything that doesn't belong in the living room, put it in the 2 baskets, and then go to the next room. Now we'll stop right here and say that if you have things in that room that are just for one room, like if you've got all your personal laundry on the living room couch that needs to be folded, take that to your room first. Okay, then you're going to be putting lots of different things in the baskets, not one huge amount for one person. So it might be that you have a huge amount for you, a huge amount for your daughter, a huge amount for your husband, and then you can go back and do the Choo Choo method. And that would be to put anything in the baskets that don't belong in the living room, and then go to the next room, the kitchen. And in the kitchen, you're going to take anything out of those baskets that belong in the kitchen. And you're going to put anything in the baskets that don't belong in the kitchen. So let's have some examples. In the living room, you picked up 2 plates, a fork, and a cup. They belong in the kitchen. You also found a dish towel out there, and I don't know why, but there's a hot mitt out there. Okay, so it's just some examples. So when you go to the kitchen, you take all those things out of the basket. There will be other things in there, but these are just for the kitchen. And then in the kitchen, you might see the dog's leash. You might find a newspaper. You might find some bills. You might find a stack of towels, whatever. And you put those in the basket. Then you go to the next room. And you go through each room in your house. Your daughter's room, your son's room, the nursery, the guest room, the game room, the craft room, the office, the homeschool room, the bathrooms, your master bedroom, the dining area, wherever. Just go through your whole house like this. When you're done, you will have done one circle through the house. And that means you've gotten all the things taken out of the rooms that don't belong in those rooms. And some of them are still in the baskets because you've already passed those rooms. For example, if you went to the kitchen and you took care of the kitchen, and then you went to your son's room and he had 3 cups that belong in the kitchen, but you're not going to run back to the kitchen. You're going to go to the next room and the next room. So you're going to need to do another cycle because you might have some more drop-offs. So then you're cycling through just to drop off. When you're done, your house won't be clean, but it will be semi-organized. Things are in the rooms they belong in. Now you're going to take the time to put the things where they belong. So if you brought, maybe you keep a throw across the back of your chair, fold it up and put it across the back of your chair. Maybe you found some books that go on the bookshelf. You put those on the bookshelf. Maybe you found some electronics that belong in this room. You put them where they go, etc. Okay? And then you go in the kitchen and you say, well, these dishes need to be put in the dishwasher, but the dishwasher's full of dishes that are clean. Let me empty the dishwasher and put the dirty dishes in there. And now I can put everything else away. Mainly it'll be dirty dishes that you're picking up from other rooms, but you might have a few other things. And then go to the next room. And the next room would be, let's say, your daughter's room. And straighten up in there. Her stuffed animals go here. Her shoes go there. And there's no rule saying that your children cannot do this part of the work themselves. But you might need to oversee because it's a little overwhelming for them. But at least help and oversee. Then do each room in your house like this. Now your house is starting to look decent. It's taken a chunk of time, but look at the mess it was in and how long you let it go before you came to the point where you did this. So the Choo Choo method can work on a daily basis, and it can work on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or all those few occasions where you let it go crazy. All right, that's the Choo Choo method. Now, what are you going to do afterwards? Well, you might need to run a vacuum if there's just lint all over the carpet. You might need to mop a floor if you haven't done that in a while. You might need to do actually the weekly home blessing hour to finish up and feel totally good about this. So it could take you a couple hours to get this done. It might take you an hour to do the Choo Choo, and it might take you another hour to put everything up, and it might take you another hour to do the weekly home blessing hour. But that's 3 hours instead of just sitting around going, I don't know what to do, I'm so overwhelmed. Okay? Okay. Hopefully it won't take you that long, but I would say that's a scenario where you've let it go for a while. And I have had that happen. People come back from vacation, they're overwhelmed, they're tired, they let things go, and before you know it, they just are still in vacation mode in their head, and 2 weeks have passed and their house is just blown up. This is when you're going to use this, okay? This is not something that you want to get in the habit of doing, because your habit is pick it up, don't pass it up. Your habit is clutter checking to make sure there is no clutter in these rooms. Your habit is inspecting what you expect. So, the Choo method is for you if you've let things slide, if you've fallen off the wagon, if you just don't know where to start. It is not a way of life. It's a survival technique when you've let things get out of hand. Okay? All right. The weekly home blessing hour should happen every week. But I don't want to should on you. I mean, sometimes you can't get it done. Sometimes you're sick or your child's sick or whatever it happens and you miss the weekly home blessing hour. In those cases, I'm going to suggest that you split it up for the rest of the week if you need to. If it's been a couple of weeks and you need to and you just can't get that hour together. Or if you are a payroll homemaker and you work on every day except Saturday, and on Saturday you do your weekly home blessing hour, then I also want you to do your weekly home blessing hour after you do the Choo, okay? Am I saying that you can't delegate the whole Choo system? No, I'm not. If your kids are big enough, they can do the Choo. They know what belongs in what room, and they can do the Choo. It probably will be a one-man operation because 2 kids usually fight when they're doing that. Or maybe you can assign certain rooms for them to do that in. So that's a possibility. But it's going to help you feel better. And that's the whole point of this, is I want you to feel better. Remember, the FlyLady system is about finally loving yourself. I want you to have peace in your home, control in your home, and love yourself. Those are the things I want you to have. And you can't feel peace and control or even love for yourself when everything is falling apart around you and you can't focus, because it's distracting, because we're easily distracted, which is how it got this way in the first place. Okay, so the Choo system, practice it, try it. If you haven't let your house go to pot, maybe you'll just try it anyway. See what it would be like. How would that be if I just do this with what is a little bit out of place right now? Is that going to work for me for right now? And then going forward, you're going to say, okay, that's not a necessity. Kat said that's not a necessity. A necessity is to pick it up, not pass it up. A necessity is to do 3 clutter checks a day. A necessity is to do 4 little kid toy checks a day if you have 4-year-olds and younger. That's a necessity if you want to keep your house nice. The other thing is, if you have chosen to keep pets in your home, and I love pets, I'm not saying anything negative about pets, but they come with their own set of needs and their own set of cleaning requirements. So don't confuse cleaning up after your pets with cleaning up after your family. If your pet sheds and you have to vacuum every day, that has nothing to do with the weekly home blessing hour. That's getting rid of pet hair, okay? But pets also make messes with their toys. You could do the Choo method with that. Okay, well, I hope that you look at this often if you need to, and that you remember that you don't want to ever be in this position again. So you're going to do your little clutter checks, which are so much easier and quicker than having to do the Choo method. Have a great day, and always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful.